Now, what are the tasks of a developer? Now, in some projects, what happens is the client, the client to whomever you are doing the project. Example, in our case, say Dow. We are doing the Dow project, Dow Chemicals. Now, in this, there are several departments. Department one, that means SD department, MM department, FI department. Like this, several departments will be there. Now, these department people, whatever programs they want, whatever is their requirement, they will be explaining the requirement to the functional team, and functional team will prepare. Functional team will prepare the functional specification. That is nothing but the requirement document. So whatever is explaining, they will prepare an English document. Now, if you are working for companies like IBM, Accenture, etc., big companies which have standards, they are expecting their functional team as techno-functional, those who have the idea of technical also. That means idea of coding. If they don't develop the complete coding, also not a problem, but at least they should have the idea of the technical parts. So if your functional spec is designed by a techno-functional, he will give you clearly what tables to create. So create table 1, create table 2, like this he will give you a complete requirement. But some companies where pure functional team is there, like we technical developers keep some fake experience and go, similarly functional team also putting some fake experience and coming. Now he don't know, that functional team don't know what is the key field. Okay, we should not store multiple data in a same table, etc. You don't know all those fundamentals. What he will do is whatever the client is explaining, he will do like a postman job. Whatever the client is explaining, the same thing he will prepare the document and gives you. In the functional spec, there won't be anything. It's a one liner or two liner or three liner. Just a paragraph. They will give you one paragraph. That's it. Like the client want this. Now you have to develop. So whenever I was explaining, now half of my batch students, for every batch, at least minimum 4 or 5 students will be coming from other institutes. They have completed the course somewhere, and if they don't get the job, automatically to completely learn the project fundamentals. Once you go for the interview, you'll understand, okay, my faculty has not covered everything. So what they are doing, they are coming to our institute. So when I'm covering the table design like this, analyzing, etc., so some people started saying, sir, why we are wasting time, sir? So the functional team will give you the complete details. No. So if you take 10 projects, 3 or 4 projects, the techno-functional guy will give you the complete details. In another projects, there's some projects they won't give you the details. The developer has to do it. Right now, there are many projects like this. Earlier days, only big companies used to handle the SAP projects. Nowadays, even the small companies are also starting SAP because money is coming automatically. Wherever opportunities are there, people are coming. So number of small companies are becoming more. So they don't want to pay a techno-functional guy high amount. So they are taking some functional team who's having 3 or 4 years of experience. Now they don't know any technical. So whatever the client is explaining, they are preparing one document and putting you in English and giving. So these type of projects are becoming more and more. So I have worked many projects like this where the functional specs are not there properly. So if you are lucky enough, if you go to this project, fine. But if you are bad luck, if you are in this project, then how to do? How to do? No one will help you there. You will be losing the job. So that is the reason we will always try to prepare the toughest things. If you are getting like this, it's very simple. No need to worry. But prefer to analyze whatever assignment I'm giving, analyze. So now as a developer, what you have to do? You have to take the requirement and analyze. Now my requirement example, in the starting I gave you, when while explaining demo I asked you, I want to store the student roll number, class, section, name of the student, father name, and his address. Let's assume as of now, first take a very small requirement. Now I want to store this data, only this information. How many tables to be created? So the first task, analyzing. So whenever the client gives the requirement, we call it as FS analysis, functional spec analysis. So the functional team is giving you the requirement somewhat like this. I want this, I want to store this, create some table. Now, because he has given you this, if you create one table and say my requirement is over, that's not enough because it will create a problems. So how to create this table? Very simple. I created this table and I made this as a key field, activated and say my table is over. So table, if you define a key field, your table is over. That's it. So now roll number 1, class 1, section A, name Srinivas, father name, address, something. Now when you try to enter the second record of class 2, it will throw error. Sorry, it's wrong. So your functional team while testing, they will do it testing like this. And they will come back. This table is not working. Now again, you done the changes and kept like this. Now, in class 1, if the number of students are more, as per the rule, in a classroom, not more than 30-40 students should be there. So, as per the government rule, per section, there should be only 30 students. Now, if there are more people, in class 1 only, there will be 2 sections. In class 1 also, roll number 1 will be there. In class A section also, roll number 1 will be there. B section also, roll number 1 will be there. So again, they will do the testing like this. Again, it will fail. Again, you are increasing this like this. So once or twice, they will accept this. Then they will scold. You are not even doing the basic testing and giving me, you are wasting my time. Suppose let's assume you are purchasing a new bike. Now you bought the bike to house, you did the puja and started. The ignition is not working. So you took the bike to the shop and asked. So he changed the new battery and gave. After coming home, horn is not working. You took home and said horn is not working. First time, second time you'll speak politely. Third time, something engine is having some sound, etc. You won't speak politely, you'll scold him. Won't you test everything and give me first? The same thing happens here. The developer has to test thoroughly. Without testing, we won't give it. So you should have the basic idea of the testing. So if this is the requirement, I have to develop. What are the things you have to do? Understanding, that is called as FS analysis. If you have any doubts, you can have a review with the functional consultant. Review, we call this as FS review, functional spec review. Now there is not sure that everyone should have a doubt. If you having doubt, ask the functional team. But what you should ask, you should not ask, okay, shall I create one table or two table? He don't know. If he knows, he would have given you directly, create two tables with these fields. He don't know. You cannot ask him what are the key fields. So, shall I take this as a key field or shall I take this as a key field? Your program, your wish. Functionality wise, if you have any doubts, you can maintain, you can ask the doubts. So now here, if you want, you can ask, shall I take the phone number? Shall I add this field, etc. Some doubts. So right now, yes, just okay, add the phone number also. So I want these fields. So what to do? So we have to prepare something called as technical design. Technical design. So now how many tables will you create? So I gave you this last week. If you remember well, during the demo, we have given you this requirement and said we'll discuss this later. So anyone who can tell how many tables are required. Still we have not added the marks. Forget about the marks, only this data. If I want to maintain this data, how many tables you will create and what are the key fields for each table? Anyone? Krishna, Mayuri, Nandini?
ID number, student ID number,
Okay.
name,
Student ID.
father, address,
1 minute.
phone
Student
number,
ID. 1 minute. Student ID, name, address,
father,
father,
and phone number.
and phone number. One table. Done.
Yes, sir.
Mixed. Next.
Mm, Student ID number
Mm.
as
Student ID,
field. Student ID number, class, and
class,
section.
section. Second table. What will be the key field of the second table? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
What is the key field of second table?
Student ID and
Hmm.
class.
Hmm. Student ID and class. That's it.
Section also we should include, sir, because
Section also I'm including. Okay. So what is his roll number?
sir, student ID, roll number.
Which one? In which table?
Second table, sir.
So I have to add roll number also.
Yes, sir.
Roll number is roll number key field.
Student ID and roll number and class should be as key field, sir.
Okay. Student ID, roll number
And class.
should be the key field. So section should not be the
Yes,
key
sir.
field. Hmm. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Student
Section
ID.
also should be, sir, because
Now you just we should not tell these many answers while analyzing only. Now how you are doing? First I will take this row, this one and see if it works. Then I will add this. Then I will add this like this. If I keep on going in the interview, once you come for the interview, we don't give these many chances. So analyze properly and then suppose you are telling that like this. Again I will tell sure. Again you are changing. Again I will tell sure. Again you are changing. How many times will you change? Some cases, even though you are telling correct, wantedly will say, "Are you sure?" You are getting doubt. So I will say that your subject is weak. You don't have confidence on your logic. So while doing the interview, you'll see the confidence level of this student, the employer also, how much confident is, because the client some cases will ask different types of questions. You should be confident enough to explain his doubts. So shall I add section also? Think, there is no hurry. Take your time and think. If you are telling wrong, also not an issue.
yes, sir, we need to add, sir.
Okay, you are adding it. Now, student ID ST001, name Srinivas, address something, father name something, phone number something. Now, yours. So, this is my master data. Now, student 001, roll number 1 in class 1, section A. Student 001, roll number 1, okay, class 1, class 1, class 1, section B. Student roll number 1, class 1, section 1, C. Now, shall I maintain the data like this? Shall I allow this scenario? The same student number 1 is having roll number 1 in all the sections. Shall I allow? But your table is allowing. If you create a table like this, if you do wrong data entry also, it won't. It won't give you a message. You should give a message, boss. The combination, if you are maintaining for student number 1 already some data, it should not allow for class 1 once again. That means the same person, if I'm doing wrong data entry, it should not take. You should throw error, boss, with this combination already exist. So Unless we do some practice, create a table and do the data entry, we can never say that my table is correct. It looks correct, it seems correct, but it won't. So let's see this. For sure, there will be some master data for sure. For sure, there will be a master data. So I'm calling this as admission number, or you can call it as student ID, your wish, whatever you want to call it. Admission number or student ID. Now, whoever joins in a school, everyone will have a unique admission number. So I am taking this as ADM 001, ADM 002. Like this, every student will have a unique ID. If I have 1,000 students in my school, it will be in a sequence of 1,000. Now, what is his name? What is his name? So let's assume this is Srinivas, this is Raj. What is his father name? Whatever it is, XX, YY. What is his phone number? Test 1, 11112222. What is his address? Something. So personal numbers. Personal numbers. The personal data. So for one student, one number, one admission number, he will have only one name, one father, one phone number, one address, unique data. This won't change regularly, very rarely. A simple rule, master table always have a single field as a key field. 99% cases, master table will have a single field as a key field, unique identifier. Now, this master table should have a transaction. Now, if I create a class table somewhat like this, class table, admission number, roll number, in which section he is, etc. If I create a table like this, now this looks good. This looks good. Admission number 001, admission number 001, roll number 1, roll number 1, in which class he is, in which section he is. In roll number 1, class A. Okay. Now what happens is, if I enter admission 001, roll number 2 in, sorry, class 1, not A, class 1, section 1, it will allow. It will allow, but it should not allow. Because by mistake, I have forgot that I gave him a roll number. I am doing one more data entry, it is taking. So the same person in the same class getting two roll numbers. So choosing the key combination is always a challenge. In class 1, the person should not have two roll numbers. So if I interchange it, if I say class 1, class, roll number. In class 1, his roll number is 1. Again, in class 1, if the roll number is 3, it will throw error. It will throw error. Boss, already you have maintained roll number 1, class 1, you have given already. So it cannot have duplicates. So by making this, I can make sure that one person is having only one roll number. I can make sure that one person is having only one roll number. So taking the combination is always a challenge. By mistake, if you take one more extra field as a key field, it will allow. It will allow. Now, this is also correct, this is also correct, this is also unique, this is also unique. So you are giving the same person two roll numbers. We should never give the same person in the same class two roll numbers. So that is one of the challenge here. So this is an ideal one. Now when you see this table, now he is in section A. He is in section A now. Now again, his admission number in class 2 will be different. His roll, sorry, in roll number, his roll number in class 2 might be different. So in class 2, his roll number is 3, say. It's different. The same person in third class, his roll number can be same or it can be different. So in each class, his roll number can be different. He can be in different sections. If you go to the residential schools, if your percentage is very good, they will keep in A section. Average students in one section. Like this, sections might be changing. In the first and second standard, he's very topper, so he's in A section. And when I come to the third, he started education is becoming poor, so he went to C section or something. So sections might be different every year. So now it looks almost good. But in which year? Every year we should not delete the old records. If you go to your school right now and ask your TC, they will open the file and give you. Olden days they used to maintain it in a book, so they will see, okay, 2002 register or 2003 register, they will take it and they will give you. Right now we are not storing in the books, we are storing in the software, so we have to search in the table. Which year, where is it? Nothing is there. So even though the user is not asking to store here, so by default, in this year he is in first class, in this year he is there in second class, in this year he is there in the third class. Where is it? So again I am creating one more table year wise. I am creating one more record year wise. So I will say this admission number in this year is in this class, is having this roll number. So admission number 001, admission number 001. In the year 2018, he is in class 1, his roll number is 1, he is in section A. Section A. Admission number 001. In 2019, roll number 1, class 2, roll number something, what roll number is, say 3, section B, section A. So every year his roll numbers will change. Every year. In which year, in which class, in which section, and which roll number. Now the same table, I have defined it like this. Now which one is correct, sir? Both are correct. But here, I don't know in which year he is studying in which class. Suppose, due to some reason, if the student is not studying properly, then what we generally do, we'll keep him in the same class once again. Demotion, what we call as demotion. If he is not getting passed, we will be putting the student in the same class once again. So in such case your table won't allow. But here, say admission number ADM 0001 in 2020, again is in class 2. Possibility is there. So some people, what they will do, from 7th to 9th they will jump. So directly 2021 they are jumping to 4th class. So some people will jump from 7th to 9th or like this. So possibility is there. So if you create a table like this, it will have more advantage. So now I am having the master data, his address, phone number, etc. In which year, which class, what section, what is the roll number. One more table. Now marks table. Marks table. Now in the marks table, what are the things I should take? Marks table. Anyone?
Eliza,
Yes?
admission number.
Hmm?
Admission number.
Yes. You continue.
Year.
Admission number,
Year.
year,
So, which type of exam? Type of exam. Type.
type,
Subject
subject,
and marks.
marks. Now what
The
are the
key
key?
fields are here.
What are,
Admission number.
hmm.
Admission number, year, type, marks.
Now marks also.
No, sir.
So admission number, year, type.
That also included.
Subject also?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Anyone? Any other solution? So, admission number, year 2018. Type of the exam. Example, say we have something called as quarterly, half yearly exam, quarter one, or say test one, first unit test, maths. Now, some people won't take this type. Then what happens? You can take only one maths marks. But in a residential school, every day they will keep the test. Test 1, test 2, test 3. So in such case, we cannot maintain. So definitely type should be there. Unit 1, what is a maths marks? What is a science marks? Etc. We can store each and every subject. Now again, next unit, we will store unit 2 marks. What are the unit 2 marks? Unit 2 marks. Like this, we have to store the data. Now, for this scenario, I have analyzed and created 3 tables. Now, this is called as a master table. So, first table, what we have to do? We have to create this table. Now, second table, we have to create this one. Now, whenever I am doing a entry here, ADM 00003, it should not take ADM 0003 because without master data, there should not be any transaction data. Without master data, there should not be any transaction data. So what we have to do, we have to link the relations between this and this. So how we generally design, example, to make you understand easily, I am putting employee scenario here. Employee master data, EMP master data. Now in the employee master data, EID, name, city, phone, gender, etc. we have analyzed. And I am taking EID as the key field. Now this is the master table. Then for every employee, EMP education. Which employee, what education, from which college, what year of pass, what percentage, etc. 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 you can maintain. So this is one more table. Now in this table, I am having combination key field. So EID is the key field, education is the key field. Similarly, I have attendance table, employee attendance table, employee ID, date of attendance, date, time in, time out, time out. This is one more table. So key field I am taking for this year is already I've analyzed this and shown you long back. So that's the reason I'm putting the values directly here. Now like this, we are creating some tables. Now let's assume in this table, I have created employee 1 and employee 2. Now I should take education for only employee 1 and employee 2. I should take attendance for only employee 1 and employee 2. Whenever you are doing a transaction, the master should exist. Without a master record, we should not create a transaction. So for doing this validation, we have to define a relation. Primary foreign key relation. So how will you validate this? So one of your senior got the same question. He did the course somewhere. After 3-4 months, he couldn't able to get the job. So one of his friends suggested, do the course with Srinivas. So he joined. From day one, multiple times I scolded him. You are not practicing. You are not practicing. He said, sir, I know all this, sir. I already did all this long back. If you already know, if you already did this, why you are coming to the course? Why you are wasting your money and time? But student will never listen. He has to understand on his own. So he went for the interview. This was the interview question. So how to do this validation? That's what the interviewer asked. He said, create a foreign key. Answer is create a foreign key. Now the interviewer asked how to create a foreign key. He don't know how to create a foreign key. So he came back and asked, sir, how to create a foreign key? So I replied him, you already know everything, right? Why you are asking me now? When we are telling something and if you don't listen, similarly, when you are telling something, we also don't listen. It applies two ways. Your course is over. I have trained whatever I should train. I have revised everything. And every day I'm asking, do you have any doubts? You have not asked. Now, after going for the interview, if the interviewer asking something, now you got a doubt. How to create a foreign key? Simple rule. There is nothing called as a foreign key. There is nothing called as a foreign key. We cannot create a foreign key. Note. Note. In SAP, not only in SAP, in any database, we cannot create foreign key. No, sir, I have created, sir. We can only create a primary key. Now, in SAP, we cannot create a table without a primary key. In Oracle or MySQL, we can create tables without key field. So, if the key field is not there, relations won't be there. If the key field is not there, relations won't be there. No need to worry about relations. But wherever the key field is there, we can only create a primary key. So now a simple logic, common sense logic. So what is this? So I have table 1, I have table 2. So let's assume this is India. This is USA. Now there is one person called as Suresh. We have unique identifier will have as Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card is a unique identifier of a person right now. Now similarly, there is one person Ramesh. He is US citizen. So US citizen will have SSN number. We call it as SSN. We are calling Aadhaar number for them SSN number. So he is a member. He is a person from India. He is a person from US. Now I am standing here. X standing here. With respect to X. Ramesh is foreigner. With respect to X, Ramesh is foreigner. Now Y is standing here. With respect to Y, Suresh is foreigner. With respect to Y, Suresh is foreigner. Now who are foreigners? So if I stand here and see this guy, he looks local. He is foreigner. Local, foreigner. Similarly, if I stand here and see, he is local, he is foreigner. Out of which who are foreigner? No one is foreigner. All belong to the members of its own country. So in this table, this is the primary key. In this table, this is the primary key. We can only create primary keys. We can never create foreign keys. Now, we have to make sure that whatever record is there here, only that this should allow. So what we have to do, we have to link the transaction table with the master table key field. The relation should always be starting from the transaction table to the master table. So I'm linking the transaction table record with the master record. A key field of one table is linked with a key field of another table. So in relations, the master table key is called as a primary key. Transaction table key is called as a foreign key. We are not creating it. We are calling the master key as a foreign key. Calling. That too in relations we are calling it. But we are not actually creating a key. We are in relations, the master table, because we'll always see every data in the point of master data. So standing at the master data, all other are foreign tables. So in relations, the master table key is called as a primary key. The transaction table key is called as a foreign key. So we should always create a relation between foreign key to master key. Now let's see this table. Let's see this scenario. I am logging in. So from Monday onwards, the complexity will increase. So make sure today and tomorrow you practice enough these relations. More tables will come from Monday onwards. is C11. Z followed by anything. My EMPL underscore table 5. Employee or say employee table 5. Create. Employee master table. Delivery class A. Display maintenance allowed. Fields. Employee ID. Name. Country. City. Gender. Employee ID, name, country, city, gender, phone number, age. Now we have to create data elements only. ZZYY7 underscore EID. Now there is no specific rule. So just I'm creating one combination, some combination. Name. Because already I've created ZEID for one batch, ZZEID for one batch. So I am creating something new for your batch, ZZYY7 underscore country, ZZYY 8 underscore city, ZZYY underscore 8 gender, ZZYY 8 sorry 7, right? 7 phone ZZYY age. Now I have not created these data elements. How to create the data element? /o SC11, open a new window. In that, go to data types and create the data types. Already we have seen this yesterday. Instead of that, you can double click here. Forward navigation. We call this as forward navigation. If I double click, it will save the screen. It is asking, shall I save this? Yes, save it. I have saved it. It will ask you, shall I create? This data element does not exist. Shall I create? Say yes. It will take you there only. Now, employee ID. Now, do you want validations? No, I don't want validations. So if you don't want validations, predefined. So this is yesterday's class revision. So numeric, length 10. Field label. You can have different field labels. Small, medium, long. You can have the same or you can have employee identification. Save it, activate it. If your data element is not active, your table won't be active. So make a habit of activating the data elements. Activating is nothing but generate what you have created. So it's taking some time to activate. So now come back again. Next one, double click. Yes. Name. I don't want any validation. So wherever there are no validations, predefined. Character, how much length you want, take it. Field labels. Field labels can be same or can be different. Later the client will tell what to change. You can change it later also, not a problem. First we will give whatever I want. Now while testing, the functional team will tell you, okay, do this change, label changes, do this label changes, etc. So changes can be done always. Once we create the table, while testing, some changes will come. Come back over. Now country, double click. Yes, country. So maintain the country, maintain the labels. Else we will forget the labels. Now I want validations. India or US. So wherever you want validations, we have to go for domain. So one way of creating a domain, go to /OSC11 and create a domain. Create a domain and use it. Or directly give the name here, whatever name you want, give the name, double click. Double click. It will save the screen and go to the other screen. So directly it will go. Shall I create the domain? Yes, create the domain. What domain? Country. What length? Character. How much length you want? 5 length. Value range. Value range. Now here we give IND. USA. Whatever you want, you can give. India. USA. Activate. Come back. Activate. Activate the domain. Activate the data element. Come back. Now city. City. I want validations for city. So wherever you want validations. So I'm maintaining the labels. Data type. Wherever you want validations, domain. Double click. Yes. Local object. Yes. City. Types char. Length 5 or 10, whatever length you want, you can take. Value range. HYD. Hyderabad. PNG. Bangalore. LV. Las Vegas. So like this, whatever validation you want, maintain the validations. Activate. Come back. Activate. Come back. So what you do is, like this you can create the remaining. Like this you can create the remaining. Now I am taking the ones which is already created for your previous batch. So I'm assuming you know already how to create it. I'm assuming you know how you have understood how it is created. I have using the one which is created for the previous batch. So data elements we won't create for every table. Suppose I want in one more table phone number. Already whatever you have created, you can use it. Reusable properties. But because yesterday we don't know how those are created, we have learned how to create it. But if the data element for name is already there, you want customer store customer name, you can use the same data element. You can use the same data element for gender, phone number. So my table is assuming I'm ready. It's ready. Next, go to technical settings. Technical settings. APPL 0. Size category 0. Save it. Generate it. So activate it. So my table is ready. One master table is ready. So I have created this master table. Whatever you want to name it, name it. So I named it like this: Z my EMP underscore tab 5. Z my EMP underscore tab 5. Now in this table, I will create two entries. In the meanwhile, we have opened one more session. There I am creating education table. Education table. Create education table. Delivery class A. Display maintenance allowed. Fields. Which employee ID? What education? Which college? What year of pass? Etc. 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 What percentage? Now, EID. If you use predefined, I cannot define relations. If I use predefined, I cannot use relations. So we are using data elements only. Already we have one data element for EID. Give the data element here. Create the data element for education. Create the data element for college. Create the data element for year of pass. Create the data element for percentage. So as of now, I am using the one which is already there. ZCLG, ZYOP. Now, if you can't remember, you can create your own data elements. Already I have explained you how to create a data elements. So I am using the one which is already there. Z%. It's not there, you can create it. Okay, as of now, remove this. So I have created one more table. Technical settings. This also comes under master category only, because you won't daily change the education details. Whatever is not getting changed will be master only. Key fields. One employee can have multiple educations. Activate. Right now, in the master table, I have not created any employees. In the master table, I have not created any employees. So when I try to take educations, it should throw error. When I'm trying to take educations, it should throw error. So some errors. What's there? Let's see. Somewhere it's not active. Percentage. I removed the percentage, right? Didn't got deleted. Delete. Activate. So I have created here this table ZMyEMP edu education table. Now, as of now, there is no relations defined. I have not defined the relations. So if you don't define the relations, what will happen? If you don't define the relations, utilities, table contents, create entries, customer 99, 10th, college, XXX college, year of pass 01/01/2001. 99 employee does not exist in my master table, but still it will save the data. Data is saved, which is wrong. Whenever I create a transaction record, the master should exist. So if you want this validation, what you have to do, come to the transaction table. Come to the transaction table. Define the relation with master table. So now I am coming to the transaction table. Now if you see entry check help, this tab, entry check help tab. So see here, the foreign key relation is blank. So the foreign key relation is blank. I have not defined the relation. So how to define a relation? Keep the cursor on the EID. Keep the cursor on the EID. and select the foreign key. So you are trying to create the relation by using the foreign key. Whenever user enters EID, the cursor is there on the EID, so it will consider EID field. Whenever I am entering EID, please define a relation with check table. Where shall I check? Where shall I check? Check in this table, master table. So give here the table name. Check this table and select the button generate proposal. Wherever the data elements are same, it will link those data elements. Employee table EID will be checked against education table EID. Education table is called as a foreign key table. This is the master table. So we are not creating any foreign key. We are linking two primary keys. So in relation, one master table key is called as a primary key. The transaction table key is called as a foreign key. So I'm canceling this. I'm canceling this. How to define the relation? Keep the cursor on the EID, foreign key, give the table name, generate proposal, copy, copy, activate. Now, if you see entry check help tab, if you see entry check help tab, foreign key employee ID is always linked with employee master table. So now if I do the data entry, utilities, table contents, create entries. Now in my employee table, there are no records. So I will make sure that in employee table, I will create two records, utilities, table contents, create entries. So it is generating. Let it take its own time. connected, but still. Is it disconnected? So it should not take this much time. It's not disconnected. Now, employee 1, Srinivas, save. Employee 2, Raj, save. I have created 2 employees, employee 1 and employee 2. Utilities, table contents, display, show me. So I have 2 employees, employee 1 and employee 2. Now, when I take attendance, I am taking attendance for 98 employee. Education, 10th. College, some year of pass. Click save. So now see here, entry 98 does not exist in employee table. It does not exist, that's what it's saying, but actually it is existing. So sorry, 98 does not exist in the master table, only we have 1 and 2. So now I'm taking education for employee 1, save. It'll get saved. Employee 1 saved. Now by mistake I'm entering employee 1 education 10th from YYY college year 2002. By mistake I am doing a wrong data entry. When I click save, if I give wrong also it won't take. See here, a data record with specified key already exists. Already you have maintained employee 1 10th, so you cannot maintain employee 1 10th again. So by mistake if I do the wrong data entry also, it is giving me a message. Your table should do like that only. It should not accept. But by mistake, if you take one field extra as a key field, it will create a mess. If you take one field as less as a key field, it will create a mess. Suppose if I take these 2 fields as a key fields, it will become a problem. Suppose if I create these 3 as a key field. Now, admission number 1, 2008, class 1. Admission number 1, 2018, class 1. 2019, class 1. 2020, class 1. 2021, class 1. So the same admission number in 2018 is in class 2 also. How it is possible? In the same 2018, how can it be in class 1 and class 2? So taking one field extra as a key field will disturb your entire program. After writing the program, you realize the mistake. What you have to do? You have to delete the relations, you have to delete the table, regenerate the relations, recreate the program. One key field you do wrong, the entire programs needs to be deleted and recreated, double work. So initially only you have to do thorough testing. This is the importance of creating a table. So we have completed only 40% of tables. Only 40% is completed. Remaining 60% is there. Example. There is one drawback in this table. What is this drawback? Utilities, table contents, create entries. Employee 3, Rajesh. Now if I give XXX and YYY, it will throw error. Save, because those are not valid country and city. So valid country, IND. IND is a valid country. So it is taking the valid country. Las Vegas is a valid city. So if I save it, it will get saved. But Las Vegas is not there in India. The combinations are invalid. So how to validate the combinations? We cannot validate the combinations in the domain level. We cannot validate the combinations in the domain level. So what to do? So like this case study, one case after the other. Day 1 without validations. Day 2 with validations. Day 3, validations with relations. Day 4, something else. Like this, one day we are covering one scenario. 5-6 classes on one day you are seeing, you can't understand. The first drawback of the student, he will try to find the best institute, which is the best institute, whether they are covering everything, etc. Now, I am openly challenging. I cover the complete abap, complete OABAP. Whatever is there in abap and OABAP, I will completely cover. But when I am covering, are you practicing completely? Okay, you are searching for the best faculty, but are you the best? Every year, minimum to minimum 1,000 people will be joining in the best CA institutes. CA, best CA training institutes. But only 2 or 3 people will get passed in the CA exam. What happened to the remaining 97 people who are getting trained in the best CA? The faculty cannot do anything. There are some people, there is a railway porter, okay, who cracked the groups. How? He has not went for training. He cannot afford a training. So, in a mobile with railway mobile, you can connect with railway internet, you connect only half an hour. With one mobile, you can connect only to the internet half an hour only. If you go to the railway station, you can get it. To the 5-5, you can connect only for half an hour. After half an hour, you cannot connect. So he used to take his phone and connect half an hour, and one more friend's phone, and again half an hour. Like this, whenever he is free. Between train to train, he is free, so he studied. And after 1 year, he has cracked the groups in the top rank. People started saying it is luck. It's not luck, it's hard work. So don't give any excuses. He has not got trained in the best institute, but still he has a will. Where there's a will, there's a way. But if you combine these two, instead of 2 years, you can do in 1 year. The faculty should be the best and the student should work hard. If this combination matches, then things will show more wonders. Instead of you doing research and practicing. To understand all these fundamentals, I took almost 12 months. But we are covering everything for you within 4-5 months. Like a spoon feeding, we are showing nothing is theory here. I am showing you practically what is the drawback and explaining. Now I have not taken yesterday's table once again. I have created a new table and shown. So it's like a revision. Now some people who are absent yesterday and coming today, you'll say, sir, you are going very fast, sir. Data element domain. Yesterday's class only data element and domain. I have slowly explained how to create 4 times domain, how to create 4 times only data element. So I'm assuming today that, okay, you already practiced. If you don't practice and come, definitely you will feel that today's class is fast. But if you have already studied, you will observe that today we have only learned relations. Today's topic is only relations. Rest all is nothing but yesterday's topic only. So that's it for me for today. Catch you on Monday. I am not giving holiday for you on Sunday to sleep. Assume that there is a class. Wake up at 7 o'clock, practice. Early morning, 6 to 7 or 6 to 9. Whatever practice you have, you do it. After 9, you might have some personal works or your mother will tell you do this, do that. But in the early morning, what work you'll have? Wake up at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock and practice. Few days, few months. If you practice like this, after that, no one will question you. Once you start earning, no one will question you. You can live independent life. So that's it for me for today. Any doubts? So what you do is create this table, create the tables like this, either student table or employee table, and start defining the relations. Once the relations are over, one TMG here, one TMG here, one TMG here, and tell the functional team they will do the testing. But here we don't have any functional team, so no need to worry about that. We just create TMG and leave it. So thank you. Catch you on Monday.